Have you ever heard the story of a French queen and her jewels whose love for diamonds doomed her royal days? Yes or not, today you will hear the story of most controversial jewelry belonging to her daughter, and that partially was lost and some escaped the doomsday. But here is the surprising part: the royal jewels of France, worn by Madame Royale and her parents, Marie Antoinette and King Louis XVI, which disappeared during the Revolution, are gradually being unveiled after being hidden from the public's eye for 200 years. While we are telling the story of Madame Royale, subsequently becoming Duchess of Angoulême upon her marriage to her first cousin Louis Antoine, Duke of Angoulême, we can't avoid but describe the diamond treasures of Marie Antoinette, who found the way to hide some of her jewels during the Revolution and sent them out of France. However, we will start with the tiara, Marie-Thérèse Charlotte de France. That's how she was named upon her birth, received from her appointed husband. But the ill fate didn't allow her to wear the headpiece. So let's find out why. Duchess of Angoulême tiara. After Napoleon's defeat at the Battle of Waterloo, when King Louis XVIII and the House of Bourbon reinstated, the crown jeweler Maison Baptiste was commissioned by the Duke of Angoulême to use 14 emeralds from the royal collection, along with over 1,000 additional emeralds and diamonds, to make the Angoulême Emerald Tiara for his wife. The tiara features scrolling foliage adorned with over 1,000 diamonds and 40 emeralds, set in silver and gold, and curves up in the center to fit the wearer's head. However, Marie-Thérèse faced upheaval once again with the outright abolishment of the monarchy in 1848, theoretically becoming Queen of France for about 20 minutes without having a chance to wear the magnificent headpiece. While the majority of the French royal jewels were sold by the Third Republic, the Angoulême tiara was bought anonymously and was displayed at the Victoria and Albert Museum until 2002, when it was sold out to the Louvre. But now we want to introduce the jewel, which has just reappeared and will be sold at Christie's Magnificent Jewels auction. This piece, however, is redesigned by JAR Jewelry Company, adding even more allure to its historical importance. Marie-Thérèse Pink Diamond. Few jewels can describe the appeal of history quite like the Marie-Thérèse Pink Diamond. Weighing 10.38 carats, this fancy purple-pink, brilliant-cut diamond is more than a breathtaking gemstone. It is a tangible link to the opulence and tragedy of pre-revolutionary France. The gem, likely from the prized Indian region of Golconda, has several shades of soft colors flashing purple and pink from different angles. And it's been transformed into a masterpiece by JAR, all while carrying the splendor of royal provenance. Initially set into a gold and silver hairpin, this jewel is believed to be one of Marie Antoinette's personal jewels she assembled outside the official crown collection and the one she sent out from France. Though the queen would not survive the revolution, her jewels did, and they found their way to her only surviving child, Duchess of Angoulême. The stone was then passed down through generations of European nobility, from the Duchess de Chambord to Queen Marie Theresa of Bavaria, who referred to it in her will as a pink solitaire diamond from Chambord. And now the pink diamond was reimagined into a ring in the royal court style, set in blackened platinum and accented with round diamonds. As for auction, knowing that fancy purple-pink diamonds are amongst the rarest in the world and including its historic provenance, the ring is offered with an estimate of $3 to $5 million. If you had enough money to participate auction, would you choose this jewel? Pearl parure with a pendant. The Duke and Duchess of Angoulême didn't have their own children, and Marie-Thérèse ended up gifting many of her jewels to Princess Louise. Amongst them was the pearl parure from the collection of her mother, Marie Antoinette. On one of the existing portrait of Marie-Louise along with her children, we indeed see her wearing the royal pearls with the pearl pendant, which stands out from the rest. The pendant features a large teardrop pearl that dangles from an oval-shaped diamond by a string of smaller diamonds arranged in a dramatic bow. Per Sotheby's, the piece was originally connected to a 3-strand pearl necklace owned by the Queen, with the largest stone separated from the rest of the pendant and serving as the necklace's clasp. The necklace we are talking about is believed to be assembled from the pearls given to Marie Antoinette by her mother, Empress Maria Theresa. This stunning piece was made of 331 natural pearls of varying sizes and was reportedly one of her favorite pieces. While many of the grand tiaras and parures had been left behind in the state treasury in France when the family headed into exile, Marie-Thérèse kept several significant jewels once again belonging to her mother. Diamond bracelets. Both bracelets were smuggled out of the country and remained within her family for more than 200 years. It was the first time that the bracelets, made up of 112 old-cut diamonds, had ever gone under the hammer and sold out for more than $8 million. What makes these diamond jewels even more exceptional is that they weren't transformed over time. They seem to have been left just as the Queen purchased them. To trace their provenance, we begin with Marie Antoinette's famously insatiable appetite for jewelry. Not one to worry about a budget, the Queen purchased the bracelets from Beaumer for 250,000 livres. She didn't exactly have the cash on hand to buy them, so she instead delivered a down payment and traded in some other gems. Even Marie Antoinette's mother, Empress Maria Theresa of Austria, admonished her daughter for her extravagant spending. Count Mercy Argenteau had also reported they were partly paid for in gemstones from the Queen's collection. On the portrait of Marie-Thérèse, painted by Antoine Gros, we see her wearing the diamond bracelet on the right hand, once again proving she got her mother's jewels just untouched. Jokingly, she must be grateful to the faithful Count Mercy Argenteau, who kept Marie Antoinette's wooden crate unopened for more than a year, until the Austrian court ordered an inventory of its contents, where the diamond bracelets were listed as item number 6. Madame Royale claimed the bracelets upon her arrival in Austria in 1796. Designed as 3 single strands of diamonds, you might say they are the early versions of diamond tennis bracelets, which only further affirms Marie Antoinette's status as a trendsetter with an eye for elegantly stylish jewelry. Just as with Père Peru, the Duchess of Parma inherited the bracelets and in turn bequeathed them to her son Robert, Duke of Parma, who kept them as heirlooms. French ruby parure. The magnificent ruby and diamond parure from the crown jewels of France stays a part of mystery, as the original jewels were multiple times displayed at Louvre, but then sold out, and hence, less people know their whereabouts. At least, only the seller and the buyer knows. And the proof to it is an existing image of a grand diamond and ruby set made for the Duchess of Angoulême, displayed during an exhibition at the Louvre in Paris in 1962. It was François Regnault Nitto, Napoleon's favorite jeweler, who made the ruby and diamond suite for the Empress Marie-Louise in 1810. The parure consists of necklace, a coronet topped by an eagle, tiara, comb, girandole earrings, belt and bracelets, epitomizing the grand manner which the empire had made its own. Being state property, the parure passed to the restored Bourbon monarchy after the fall of Napoleon in 1812. As Louis was a widower, his courageous and tragic niece, Madame Royale Marie-Thérèse, wife of the future heir, the Duc d'Angoulême, had first choice of the crown jewels. She used the gemstones from the existing Marie-Louise tiara to create a new tiara, which she wore until her exile to the United Kingdom. The later fate of the set is pretty vague. After it was passed down to Queen Marie Amélie of France, the parure was first kept at French Vault, then displayed at the Exposition Universelle in Louvre Museum with the tiara and the rest of jewels being sold out. But it's not the single French crown parure which disappeared, as Madame Royale also had a larger diamond and sapphire parure. This parure included a tiara, which was initially made by Bapst in 1819, and later heavily altered with sapphires from the parure's necklace, adding up the sunburst motif at the tiara's base. At some point later, after it was worn by Queen Marie Amélie, and that kept at Royal Treasury, the tiara was auctioned and gifted as a wedding present to Lady Aline Sassoon, née Rothschild, upon her wedding to Sir Edward Sassoon, and stayed within the family for many years. Just like in the case of Ruby Peru, the sapphire tiara was eventually sold to the anonymous buyer, who probably passed it through family generation without selling it out again. But now, as more and more jewels of their family resurface again and again, we indeed have a chance to look back at the life of royal court and affairs covered with diamonds and precious gemstones. At least for us who love jewelry stories, the Marie-Thérèse Pink Diamond looks so fantastically gorgeous. If you like this video, welcome to write down your thoughts and impressions. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to join and empower our jewelry community. See you on our next brilliant journey.